Welcome, everyone. Today I want to talk about something that almost everyone feels, but very few people truly understand. Why does life feel so busy? Why are we always rushing, always tired, always saying, I don't have time, always feeling behind? We wake up stressed, we move fast all day, we sleep tired, and then we repeat it again tomorrow. But here is the truth. Life is not busy. We are confused. And today, we're going to understand something very powerful. Time is not just hours on a clock. Time is your life. And once you understand this deeply, your entire perspective will change. And as you listen, you'll also improve your English. Because simple, powerful ideas help you think and speak more clearly. If you want to grow your mindset and your English at the same time, make sure you subscribe and stay with this channel. Life feels busy for three main reasons, and most people never realize this. 1. We are doing too much, but thinking too little. Most people fill their day with activities, meetings, calls, scrolling, talking, running errands, watching videos, replying to messages. We are always doing something. But are we doing what truly matters? Being busy is not the same as being productive. Imagine this. You spend 10 hours running around, answering messages, watching content, handling small tasks. At the end of the day, you feel exhausted. But when you ask yourself, what did I actually move forward in my life today? You don't have a clear answer. That's why life feels busy. Not because there is too much to do, but because there is no clear direction. When you don't know what truly matters, everything feels urgent. 2. We are always reacting, never leading. Think about your typical day. You wake up, you check your phone, you reply to messages, you react to notifications, you respond to other people's needs. From the first minute of your morning, you are reacting. And when you spend your whole day reacting, you lose control. It feels like life is dragging you, instead of you driving life. That is exhausting, because reacting takes energy. Leading gives energy. When you don't choose your priorities, other people choose them for you, and that is why you feel busy, because you're living other people's schedules. 3. We confuse movement with progress. This is very important. Movement is not progress. You can move all day and still stay in the same place. Time is not just something you spend. Time is your life. When you say, I wasted 2 hours, you didn't waste 2 hours. You wasted 2 hours of your existence. 2 hours that will never return. You cannot save time in a bank. You cannot buy it back. You cannot pause it. Every minute that passes is a piece of your life gone forever. Let that sink in. This is not meant to scare you. It is meant to wake you up. Because when you understand that time is life, everything changes. You stop arguing about small things. You stop giving attention to drama. You stop wasting hours on meaningless scrolling. You become more intentional. When you realize time equals life, you begin to respect your days. And when you respect your days, you respect yourself. The real problem is not lack of time. The real problem is lack of clarity. When you don't know what matters, everything feels urgent. Everything feels stressful. Everything feels important. But when you know what truly matters, you ignore distractions. You say no more easily. You focus calmly. Life becomes simpler. Not because you have more time, but because you use it better. Let me ask you something honest. If someone gave you only 1 year to live, would you still scroll for hours, fight over small things, delay your dreams, stay stuck in a job you hate without trying to change? Probably not. You would protect every hour. But here's the truth. No one knows how many years they have. So why are we living like time is unlimited? Time is life, and life is limited. That is not a negative thought. It is a powerful one. Because when you understand this, you stop being busy. You start being intentional. Now you understand the truth. Life isn't busy because you have no time. It feels busy because you are not in control. And that changes now. You were not born to rush through your days. You were born to lead them. So let's stop surviving time and start controlling it. Tip 1. Be an early riser. Win the morning, win the day. Let's begin with something simple but powerful. Most people don't control their day. Their day controls them, and it starts in the morning. When you wake up late, you rush, you panic, you skip planning, you grab your phone, you react to messages. You feel behind before the day even begins. Now ask yourself honestly, how can you win the day? If you started in chaos, you can't. Waking up early is not about showing off. It's about creating space before the world attacks your attention. Early morning is the only time. No one is calling, no one is demanding, no notifications are exploding, no noise is distracting you. It's quiet. And in that quiet, you think clearly. That clarity is power. Imagine two people. Person A wakes up at 8:30 a.m. They check their phone immediately. They see messages. They reply. They scroll. They rush. They leave the house stressed. Person B wakes up at 6 a.m. No phone, no noise. They sit quietly. They plan their day. They read. They exercise. They work on their goal for 30 minutes. By 8:30 a.m., person B has already invested in their future. After 1 year, person A says, I'm so busy. Person B says, I've grown so much. The difference? Not intelligence, not luck. Morning discipline. The morning sets your mental state. If you start reactive, your day becomes reactive. If you start intentional, your day becomes intentional. Even 30 extra minutes every morning equals 30 minutes times 365 days equals 182 hours per year. That's almost 8 full days of focused growth. That's the power of waking up early. Don't jump from 8 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. overnight. Start small. Wake up 30 minutes earlier, then 45, then 1 hour, and protect the first hour. No phone, no social media, no reacting. Just you and your direction. Morning control builds life control. Tip 2. Minimize interruptions. Now let's talk about the biggest hidden enemy of time. Interruptions. Not big problems, not emergencies. Small interruptions. One notification, one message, one quick scroll. One, let me check this. That's how hours disappear. Your brain cannot multitask deeply. Every time you switch tasks, your brain needs time to refocus. It takes 5 to 20 minutes to fully regain deep concentration. So if you interrupt yourself every 10 minutes, you never reach deep focus. You stay on the surface. And surface work feels exhausting. Let's say you're writing something important. You start. After 7 minutes, your phone vibrates. You check it, reply quickly, go back to work. But now your brain feels slower. 10 minutes later, another notification. You check again. At the end of 2 hours, you feel tired. But if you were honest, you probably only did 45 minutes of real work. That's interruption damage. When you keep getting distracted, you don't finish tasks. You feel behind. You feel guilty. You feel stressed. But when you focus deeply, you finish faster. You feel powerful. You build discipline. You trust yourself more. Focus builds self-respect. Be strict. Turn off non-essential notifications. Keep your phone in another room. Use airplane mode during deep work. Inform people you are unavailable for a specific time. Work in blocks, 45 to 60 minutes fully focused. This is not extreme. This is protection. Because your focus is your future. We don't lack time. We lack uninterrupted attention. If you protect just 2 hours per day from interruptions, 2 hours times 365 days equals 730 hours per year. That is life-changing. That is mastery. That is growth. Most people feel busy because their attention is scattered. Scattered attention equals scattered results. Focused attention equals powerful results. If you wake up earlier, protect your focus, you already separate yourself from 80% of people. And this is just the beginning. Tip 3. Use a to-do list, but use it the right way. Most people write to-do lists and still waste their day. Why? Because they write the wrong kind of list. They write a list that looks like this: reply messages, check email, clean room, call someone, watch something, do work, study. This list is not a plan. This is a stress generator. It makes you feel busy, not focused. And the worst part? You keep doing easy tasks first because they feel good quickly. Then the day ends, and the important work is still unfinished. So the problem is not the to-do list. The problem is how you use it. A powerful to-do list is not a collection of tasks. A powerful to-do list is a system that answers one question: what should I do first so my future improves? Your brain is not designed to remember everything. When your tasks stay inside your head, your mind becomes noisy. You overthink. You forget things. You feel pressure. You feel busy even when you're doing nothing. That is mental weight. A good to-do list removes weight from your brain. It gives your mind one gift: clarity. Clarity is calm. Calm is power. Step 1. Write everything down. Do it once. Take 5 minutes. Put every task on paper. Because once it is written, your mind stops repeating it like a broken radio. Step 2. Separate tasks into 2 categories: important tasks, future building, and small tasks, maintenance. Important tasks are things like studying, creating something, working on your project, improving your skill, building your career, training your body, learning English. Small tasks are things like replying messages, cleaning, buying something, random calls, little errands. Both matter, but they are not equal. If you treat them equal, your life becomes busy and your future stays the same. Step 3. Give your list a top 3. Right at the top: today's top 3. These are the 3 tasks that matter most. And here is the rule: do the top 3 before you touch the small tasks. Imagine you have these tasks today: study English, gym, reply messages, clean room, call a friend, check email. Most people start with replying messages, checking email, cleaning room. Why? Because it's easy. But after doing those, they feel tired and the important tasks remain. Now the correct system: top 3, 1, gym, 2, study English 45 minutes, 3, gym 30 minutes. Small tasks later: messages, cleaning, emails, calls. Now you are building your future first. This one shift will make you feel more confident, less stressed, more in control, less busy, more proud at night. Because you didn't just stay busy, you moved forward. Every day you complete your top 3, your identity changes. You stop saying, "I'm not disciplined." You start saying, "I'm someone who finishes important things." And when you believe that about yourself, everything improves. Tip 4. Time blocking. Give every hour a job. This is the difference between people who hope they will do something and people who actually do it. Because most people live like this. I'll study later. I'll work on my goal today. I'll start in the evening. I'll do it after lunch. But later is a trap. Later becomes tomorrow, next week, next month. And that's how years disappear. Time blocking destroys later. Time blocking turns goals into appointments, and appointments get done. Time blocking means you decide exactly when you will do a task, not sometime, specific time. Example, 6 to 6:30, exercise, 7 to 8:30, deep work, 9 to 9:30, learning, 10 to 10:15, messages, 10:15 to 11, work again. Now you're not guessing your day, you're running your day, because your brain respects structure. If you have no structure, your brain becomes lazy and distracted. If you have structure, your brain becomes focused and calm. Also, time blocks create boundaries. Instead of thinking, I have so much to do, you think, right now, I only do this one thing. That removes stress. Let's say someone wants to learn a skill. Without time blocking, they study randomly. One day yes, 2 days no. They feel guilty. They feel like life is too busy. With time blocking, they decide. Every day 7 to 7:40 p.m. is skill time. Now it becomes automatic. Even on tired days, they still show up because it's scheduled. After 30 days, they improve. After 90 days, they become confident. After 1 year, they become ahead of most people. Not because they are special, because they used structure. When you enter a time block, you protect it like your future depends on it. Because it does. That means no notifications, no phone in your hand, no multitasking, no quick check. One block equals one mission. This builds deep focus, and deep focus is rare. That's why focused people win. Because time blocking turns your life from chaos to control. You stop feeling like, I don't have time. You start feeling like, I decide what I do. And that feeling, control, creates confidence. Tip 5. Plan your day the night before. Stop waking up confused. Most people don't lose their day in the afternoon. They lose it in the morning because they wake up without a plan. When you wake up without a plan, your brain becomes like a crowded market. Too many thoughts, too many choices, too many distractions, too much confusion. And confusion creates one dangerous habit. You start doing whatever feels easy, not what is important. That's why you start your day with phone scrolling, random messages, small tasks, unnecessary errands, reacting to other people. And then suddenly it's evening, and your important work is still not done. You feel busy, but you feel disappointed, because being busy without progress feels like emotional torture. Now here is the solution. Plan tomorrow, tonight. Not in the morning when your brain is half asleep. Not in the middle of the day when you're tired. At night, when you can look at your life calmly and decide what matters. It removes morning stress. If you wake up knowing exactly what to do, your mind feels safe. Your brain loves certainty. A planned morning feels calm. An unplanned morning feels like a fight. It protects you from distractions. When you already know your tasks, distractions become weaker. Because your brain has a mission. It creates discipline automatically. When you write a plan and follow it the next day, you build trust in yourself. And self-trust is one of the strongest forms of confidence. Many people don't fail because they are weak. They fail because they don't trust themselves. Night planning rebuilds that trust. Every night before sleep, do this for 5 to 7 minutes. Step 1. Write tomorrow's top 3. Only 3 important tasks. Like, work on my project for 90 minutes, study for 45 minutes, exercise for 20 minutes. Step 2. Decide the first task of the morning. Write 1 line. First thing tomorrow morning. This is powerful because it destroys procrastination. Step 3. Create a rough schedule, not a perfect timetable, just blocks. Morning, deep work. Afternoon, work, errands. Evening, skill learning plus gym. Night, plan plus sleep. That's it. Imagine you have an exam, a job, and family responsibilities. If you wake up with no plan, you'll feel trapped. But at night you write, tomorrow, 6:30 to 7. Revision, 7 to 7:15. Breakfast, 7:15 to 8. Important chapter. Afternoon, job, college. Evening, revise 45 minutes. Night, plan next day. Now you wake up with direction. You no longer feel busy. You feel in control. When you plan your day at night, you are telling yourself, I respect my future. I care about my goals. I am not living randomly. I'm building something. And when you do this daily, you stop living like a victim of time. You become the owner of your life. Tip 6. Planning an ideal year. Stop living month to month. This is one of the most powerful things a person can ever do. Because most people live like this. They plan nothing big. They just handle life. They survive each week. They hope things magically improve. And then one day they realize, a whole year is gone, and nothing changed. Same problems, same habits, same excuses, same life. Not because they are unlucky, but because they never designed their year. Now listen carefully. If you don't plan your year will be planned by distractions, people, and problems. An ideal year plan is not about perfection. It's about direction. It's about becoming a person who knows where they are going. Because your year is your life in small pieces. A year is 12 months. Each month is 4 weeks. Each week is 7 days, and every day is a vote for your future. When you plan your year, you stop wasting days. You start using days. 1. Pick 3-year goals only. Not 10, not 20, only 3. Because too many goals create confusion. Example, improve my English to a strong level. Get fit and build strong health. Become financially freedom. These 3 cover skill, money, future, health. Now your year has a clear purpose. 2. Break each goal into monthly targets. If you want to speak English, Month 1, daily speaking practice plus basics. Month 2, vocabulary plus listening routine. Month 3, fluency practice plus confidence. Month 4, advanced speaking plus accent work. Now your dream becomes a plan. 3. Decide the one habit for each goal. Year goals are achieved through habits, not motivation. Like English, 30 minutes daily speaking. Career, 60 minutes daily deep work on skill. Health, 20 minutes movement daily. That's how years change. Not by big decisions once a year, by small discipline every day. For example, 2 people start the year. Person A says, this year I want to improve. But they don't write anything. They just hope. Person B writes, my ideal year has 3 goals. They set monthly targets. They choose daily habits. After 1 year, person A feels the same. Person B is a new person. Not because person B is more talented, because person B planned. Planning an ideal year does something more important than time management. It gives you identity. It makes you feel, I am someone who is going somewhere. And when you feel that, you automatically stop wasting time. Because you finally have a reason to protect your hours. If you want to escape a busy life, you need 2 things. 1. a plan for tomorrow. 2. A direction for your year. Night planning fixes your day. Ideal year planning fixes your life direction. And when your days and direction are clear, life stops feeling busy. Life starts feeling purposeful. Tip 7. The 2-minute rule. Destroy procrastination before it grows. Let me tell you something very honest. You don't waste time because tasks are big. You waste time because tasks feel heavy. And when something feels heavy, your brain does one thing. It avoids. That avoidance turns into delay. Delay turns into stress. Stress turns into guilt. Guilt turns into, I'm so busy. That is how life becomes chaotic. Now here is the powerful solution. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. And if something feels big, start it for just 2 minutes. That's it. It sounds small, but it is powerful. Your brain fears big tasks, but it does not fear small actions. If you say, I need to study for 2 hours, your brain says, too much, later. But if you say, I will study for 2 minutes, your brain says, okay, that's easy. And once you start, something magical happens. Starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, momentum builds, and momentum is stronger than motivation. Version 1. Small tasks. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Reply to that important message. Put your clothes away. Write that email. Fill that form. Clean your desk. Don't postpone tiny tasks. Tiny tasks postponed become mental weight. Mental weight makes life feel busy. Version 2. Big tasks. If a task feels big, commit to only 2 minutes. You don't want to. Study, go to gym, work on your project, practice English. So you tell yourself, just 2 minutes. Open the book, read 1 page, do 5 push-ups, write 3 sentences. After 2 minutes, most of the time, you continue. Why? Because your brain has already crossed the resistance wall. Imagine a large report that must be completed within 1 week. The document is blank. The deadline is written on a calendar. The task feels heavy. Because it feels heavy, the mind starts creating excuses. There's still time. I'll do it tomorrow. I need the right mood. I should first organize everything perfectly. Nothing happens, but something invisible is happening. Stress is growing. Every day the document remains blank. Pressure increases. The task becomes mentally bigger. The brain now sees it as a threat. And when the brain sees something as a threat, it avoids it. This is how procrastination grows. Slowly, silently, dangerously. Now apply the 2-minute rule. Instead of saying, I must finish this entire report, the instruction changes to, for the next 2 minutes, only write the title and the first paragraph. That's it. No pressure to finish. No expectation of perfection. No demand for big progress. Just 2 minutes. The document opens. The title is typed. The first few lines are written. Something shifts. The task no longer feels like a mountain. It feels manageable. After 2 minutes, stopping feels unnecessary, because momentum has already started. 1 paragraph becomes 2. 2 become a page. Even if work stops after 10 minutes, progress exists, and progress destroys fear. The next day, starting again feels easier. Why? Because the task is no longer untouched. It is already moving. This is the power of the 2-minute rule. It does not try to finish big tasks. It tries to break resistance. And resistance is always strongest before action. Once action begins, resistance weakens. Procrastination does not disappear because of motivation. It disappears because of starting small. The 2-minute rule teaches one powerful lesson. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to begin. And once something begins, it rarely stays small. That is how tiny action prevents massive delay. That is how small starts create big results. Tip 8. Setting up input goals. Focus on effort, not results. Most people set goals like this. I want to lose 10 kilograms. I want to earn $10,000. I want to get 100,000 subscribers. I want to be fluent in English. These are output goals. Output goals are results. But here's the problem. You cannot fully control results. You can only control effort. And when you focus only on results, you feel pressure. Pressure creates stress. Stress creates inconsistency. Inconsistency kills progress. Now let's flip it. Instead of output goals, focus on input goals. Input goals are daily actions you control. Instead of, I want to lose 10 kilograms, say, I will walk 8,000 steps daily. Instead of, I want to be fluent, say, I will practice English 30 minutes daily. Now your brain relaxes because you control actions, not outcomes. When you focus on results, you constantly check numbers, you compare, you feel behind. When you focus on inputs, you focus on the process, and process builds skill. Skill builds results. Results become automatic. For example, two students want to top the exam. Student A says, I must get 95%. Student B says, I will study 3 hours daily with full focus. After 3 months, student A is stressed every day. Student B is disciplined every day. Who wins? The one who controlled inputs. Input goals make you consistent. Consistency builds identity. Identity builds long-term success. When you say, I am someone who studies daily, that is stronger than, I hope I get good marks, because identity drives behavior. Choose 3 goals in your life. Now convert them into daily input habits. Example. Goal, improve English. Input, 30 minutes speaking daily. Goal, grow business. Input, 2 hours focused work daily. Goal, get fit. Input, 20 minutes exercise daily. Now forget results. Just show up daily. After 1 year, results will shock you. The 2-minute rule teaches you to start. Input goals teach you to stay consistent. Start small. Stay consistent. That is how busy people become powerful. That is how confused people become disciplined. That is how average lives become extraordinary. Tip 9. Concentrate on one thing at a time. Let's start with a harsh truth. Most people are not tired because they work too much. They are tired because they switch too much. Switching tasks, switching screens, switching thoughts, switching conversations, switching focus. The brain was not designed for constant switching. It was designed for depth, and depth creates power. Multitasking sounds impressive, but scientifically, multitasking is not doing multiple things at once. It is doing multiple things badly, by switching attention rapidly. Every time you switch tasks, your brain pays a switching cost. That cost includes lost concentration, lost memory of what you were doing, lost mental energy, lost momentum. Imagine a computer opening 25 tabs at once. Eventually, it slows down. Now imagine your brain doing the same. That is modern life. Think about a normal working day. A laptop is open. On the screen, email tab, social media tab, news tab, work document, messaging app. Now imagine trying to write a serious report in that condition. Every 3 minutes, a notification appears. A message pops up. A curiosity pulls attention. A quick check turns into 10 minutes. After 2 hours, the report is half done. But the brain feels fully exhausted. This is not because the report was difficult. It is because attention was scattered. Scattered attention drains life. When you start a task, your brain goes through phases. Phase 1, resistance. You feel lazy, distracted, unmotivated. Phase 2, engagement. You slowly get into the task. Phase 3, deep focus. You feel immersed. Time disappears. Work flows. Most people quit in phase 1. Or they interrupt themselves before phase 3. And because they never reach deep focus, they never feel powerful. Single tasking allows you to pass phase 1 and reach phase 3. That is where growth happens. Before starting any task, decide clearly. For the next 45 minutes, I do only this. Remove all switching triggers. Notifications off. Tabs closed. Phone in another room. Clear desk. Set a time boundary. 25, 45, or 60 minutes. When distractions come, and they will, do not fight them emotionally. Just say, not now. After finishing, take a short break, then repeat. When you practice single tasking, you finish faster. You produce better quality. You feel calm. You stop feeling busy. You gain self-respect. And something even deeper happens. You train your brain to obey you, instead of your impulses controlling you. That is mental strength. And mental strength is time power. Tip 10. Delegation. Now let's go to something deeper. Many people are exhausted not because of ambition, but because of control. They want to do everything themselves. They believe, if I don't do it, it won't be perfect. If I don't manage everything, things will collapse. I can't depend on others. This mindset feels responsible, but it slowly destroys growth. When you try to handle everything, you spend energy on small tasks. You delay high-value work. You become stressed. You lose creative power. You feel constantly busy. Busy does not mean effective. Busy often means inefficient. Imagine a small online business. All tasks are handled by one person. Customer replies, product design, marketing, social media posts, accounting, website updates, packaging, deliveries. Everything is done alone. Growth is slow, energy is low, stress is high. Now imagine the same system with delegation. Accounting is outsourced. Packaging is handled by support. Customer replies are automated or assisted. Social media is scheduled. Now the main energy goes into product improvement, strategy, expansion. Result? Growth increases. Not because more time was created, because energy was redirected. Every task you do belongs to one of 3 levels. Level 1, growth tasks. Skill development, strategy, planning, creative work, decision-making. Level 2, maintenance tasks, emails, cleaning, admin work, repetitive tasks. Level 3, waste tasks, unnecessary scrolling, repeated checking, unproductive discussions. Most people spend their day in level 2 and 3. Delegation helps you move from level 2 to level 1. That shift changes income, changes success, changes life. Imagine a house where one person does cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping, managing bills, scheduling everything. Over time, exhaustion builds. But if responsibilities are divided, cleaning is rotated, groceries are shared, bills are automated, tasks are simplified, now energy is free. Energy that was used for survival is now used for growth. Delegation is energy management. Write down everything you do weekly. Mark tasks that only you can do, someone else can do, should not be done at all. Remove what is unnecessary. Share or outsource what drains you. Focus on what truly moves your life forward. Time is limited. Energy is limited. If you waste energy on small tasks, you won't have strength for big dreams. Delegation is not weakness. It is maturity. It is understanding that growth requires focus on the highest impact areas. Single tasking protects your attention. Delegation protects your energy. Attention plus energy equals life power. If you master these two, you stop feeling busy. You start feeling powerful. So remember, time is not your enemy. It was never against you. The real question was never, do you have enough time? The real question is, are you brave enough to take control of it? You cannot stop the clock. You cannot slow the days. You cannot rewind lost years. But you can decide, starting today, that your time will no longer be wasted on fear, distraction, or delay. Every minute you protect, every task you finish, every distraction you remove, every small action you take, you are building a stronger future. Remember this: busy people stay tired. Disciplined people move forward. You don't need more hours. You need more intention. From today, stop saying, I'm busy. Start saying, I'm building. Because time is life. And your life deserves direction, focus, and purpose. Now go take control of it.